Just another day scrolling through YouTube. What is this? A message from Google Play Store? Your developer account is at risk of being closed because it's not being used. Wait, what? Create and publish an app for Google Play? Well, since I'm making a new game, might as well get some training done by making another episode of Making Games for YouTubers, Part 5. Our first YouTuber is Michael Reeves. Since Michael makes robots and stuff, I thought for him we'd make a simple game where you're the player and you're like in a world where there's like a robot and yeah, that seems about right. Let's go with that. First, we open up Unity, add a giant plane in our world, add a capsule to represent the player, add some walls here and there, add a toilet for decoration. Afterwards, we need to grab some code and throw it into our movement script. And now we have movement. Great, there we go. Game development. So now we need to add a robot. Though since my version doesn't really look like a robot, we can simply use the Unity asset store. So let's use this one right here and add it into our game. So if we increase his size, this is what it looks like. Oh, okay. Now let's hope no one's megalophobic. Now let's also add some animation to him so he doesn't seem like he's gliding, which coincidentally I'm also doing. Now that we have everything set, let's add some features to the game. So what I was thinking was we have this giant robot chasing us, and we can do the Attack on Titan type move where we launch ourselves towards the enemy. And now if you hit him in the head, it destroys the enemy, which isn't really satisfying since there's no animation nor particles. Now let's move on to our next YouTuber, which is Smosh. So for this game, what I was thinking was a game I used to play called Browser Ball 2, where you play as Mario, or you can play multiplayer and play as Luigi as well, and you both simply dodge these fireball things and try to stay alive for as long as possible. So first off, we need to start a new project, and we can start by having a square in our two-dimensional world, and we can make it so within the square we have our player, which would be moving without moving outside the boundaries of the square. Now that we have this set up, we can simply duplicate our original player functionality and therefore have another player in our game. Now that this issue is handled, we can move on to adding enemies to our game, which for now let's represent them as these simple designs, and they would need to shoot this red fireball or whatever. So what we need to do now is add a script to our enemy telling it to shoot this red circle prefab and have it directly aimed towards the player. So now we can move around and dodge the attacks as we intended it to do. So now that that's over with, let's move on to making quick designs for our players. Let's start with Anthony's Assassin's Creed costume. Let's just use this one for reference and start a design. So when you're making pixel art, all you really have to focus on is simply making it so oh, never mind. It's done. Okay, let's move on to Ian's Link costume now. And so after finishing up this design as well, we can now import them into the game. So this is what it looks like right now. And I think due to the fact that the players are pixelized and everything else is not pixelized, it doesn't look polished. But regardless of the matter, I think we've had enough training to start developing my actual game in order to not have my account removed. Let's start with our game plan. So in this game, what I was thinking was we should have okay, so how about we add I should have thought of this beforehand. Okay, let's just use the idea of Browser Bolt 2 because I actually wanted to make a mobile version of that. Though obviously we need to make certain things different. So here's what I was thinking. First off, we need to change it from 2D to 3D. Next, we need to replace Bowser with a cannon. I feel like that's a more of a modern touch to it. Next up, we need to change Mario to something less copyrighted. So let's go with a car. Yeah, so what I was thinking was having like an island for the player, and like the cannons would be in the diagonal positions of the island. So with that, the car would be driving in the island while dodging the cannon attacks. Now we can use a cylinder in order to design our island, and we can have like 4 other cylinders around the island just for the cannons. Aside all that, we also need an ocean effect below us because we are in an island. And I found a really good one here which we can now use in the game. Great. And now we can simply add some particle effects and the game is almost done. Who's calling at this time?
Make the game online.
What?
Make the game online.
Make it? How am I supposed to make the game online?
Just do it.
How am I supposed to make a game? So I guess we're making this game online, which I had not done before. Though since multiplayer is a bit of a topic, there's a bunch of videos explaining how to do it. So if I simply follow along with one and never mind. This was, okay. So if I simply follow along with one, we can now have multiplayer functionality in our game. Great. Please don't look at the errors. So now you can create a class and have your friend join the class and drive around trying to avoid attacks. Together. Friendship. Now besides all this, there are certain functionalities which are missing. For example, different car models, different maps, though I don't really feel like tackling them all at once. So leave your ideas or suggestions you might have in the comments for the next update. You can check the description below as to where you can find the game currently. All that being said, thank you for watching and bye bye.